Whoa. You can even hear my breathing. Hi, I'm principal dancer Sarah-Gabrielle Ryan, and I'm taking you through Pacific Northwest Ballet's first ASMR video. In honor of our Pointe Shoe Fund, I'll be preparing my pointe shoes with you. The first thing that I like to do to my pointe shoes is pop out this arch. So we're gonna go I like it all the way off when I dance. Now you're probably wondering why I just destroyed my brand new shoes, and it's because right there is where I like my arch to be, but for every dancer, that placement will be different. My next step in preparation is to cut off the tip of the shoe. This is why most dancers would use a box cutter for this part, or sharper scissors. I'm so sorry. I prefer it to be cut because I find when it's on stage, it can either be really slippery or sometimes the fabric moves on the box and it gets caught. So sometimes it's sticky. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. We all get our own customizations on our braids. So while I wear classics of a crown maker, I like to get certain parts of my shoe cut down along the edges. I prefer elastic drawstring so that I can tie it real tight against my foot. This one says insole 2.5, but I have no idea what that means. As you can see here, I have a huge mess of a pile, and that is because I reuse my ribbon and elastic. That's a fun noise. And now my disaster pile goes back in my bag. So while most dancers use thread, a lot of us also use tooth floss. Mine's min-wax dental floss, but I just prefer it because it's got more stretch to it. I hope that's enough. This is actually perfect because I needed to sew new shoes because I've already gone through a pair a day. Since we are rehearsing Swan Lake, we go through them pretty quickly. B&B during Swan Lake will go through, as a company, about 700 pairs of pointe shoes. That's a lot of pointe shoes. I am unfortunately a slow sewer. It takes me about maybe 20 minutes to sew a pair of shoes sometimes. More floss. I much prefer how I look in pointe shoes than I do in flat shoes or just pointing my foot. I think it accentuates your lines in a really beautiful way that we couldn't have otherwise. And there's something so ethereal they make me feel. Last season, I got to debut Giselle, and specifically in that second act, when she's a willy, it made me feel like I was from another world. Just like the floatiness that the pointe shoe makes you, it gives you, it's like a superpower. Alright, our shoes are sewn. Have to cut the top off. I'm so sorry, that almost took us out. The check glue hardens the tip of the shoe so that our surface stays really flat and strong, because the last thing we want is a mushy shoe. Thank you, Hot Stuff. We're gonna burn the tips of these ribbons just so that they don't fray. I really live on the edge with my jet glue sometimes, because sometimes during a 5-minute break, I'll have to glue them really quick if I feel like they're getting soft. And I have glued my foot into my shoe before, so there's not really a left and right, but somehow I think there always is. I think this is my left. I like to use paper towel as my foot protection. So we got this stack right here. So we tie them up and just tuck them in for that neat and clean look, and then when we're performing, we either stitch ourselves into our shoes with a needle and thread, or I like to just tape them. Nice. So as you can see, a lot of work and prep and heart goes into prepping these pointe shoes every single day for each dancer in the company. So we really hope you'll consider donating to our Pointe Shoe Fund at Pacific Northwest Ballet. My feet are killing me. Thank you for joining me and my death traps. I don't know. No one should let me speak, let alone whisper, because I have no idea if I did this right at all. Bonus sound.